Let's take a break, Dominique, and we'll come back. Stick around. Stick around. Stick around.
Just me gold winning Roseau again. Same place outside Flossies. I tried to dock in, but you had time see me. Where? Story start again. Million, lot of my father with us, huh? Talk fella. I said the same thing you doing, shopping at Flossies. And you don't have to tell me the same thing you tell me last time because I'm busy. It's to hear him way. You reckon? About my pocket, boy. I won't tell you that I save money in food and drinks when I buy quantity. I save more. Oh, shucks, man. Well, when you're still telling me, I know already. Who pack I respect him, why? Would it get him up here for Palais? I will tell all my friends from London, US and Dominica to come to Floss's, right next to the Rosa Market. Open Sunday to Saturday. Floss's can't do but 2 jours.
Dominican, enjoy your property, protect your property. You homeowner and businessman, protect your property, enjoy your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till you flood again, can't wait till your roof fly out and all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season. Insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today.
They're smooth.
And then there's Guinness Smooth.
It's a brand new cool.
Incredibly smooth.
Perfectly balanced.
For a smooth and refreshing taste.
How smooth? Well, Guinness Smooth.
For a smooth and refreshing taste. New Guinness Smooth. Must be 18 years or older. Drink responsibly. Socialize responsibly.
Locally distributed by Belfast Estate Limited.
All right, Dominica, we're here. This is the Afternoon Radio. Of course, Q95, the talk on the block. If it's on the block, we'll talk about it. Earlier, we reported that, of course, we heard of a young, budding lady, 21 years old, with relatives from the Point Michel area, especially the Hippolytes. And, this family has been grieving on the weekend there. That's their niece, or their grandniece. On the telephone with me at this point in time, I reached out to her, and of course, reluctantly, she agreed to talk to me just for a minute or two to tell me about the situation with her daughter, what happened there on the weekend. Good afternoon to you. How are you, ma'am?
I'm well, and yourself?
I'm well myself. How was New York? How's the weather in New York?
Good, no, I've been inside.
That's right. But tell me, what's your name? What's your name? Everybody wants to know. Are you from Dominica?
I was born there. I left there when I was 10.
You left there only at 10, so you've been in the United States for a long, long time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's go to the incident that took place there last Friday. Again, our deepest sympathies from, of course, the management and staff of Q95 and Dominica, because a lot of people reached out to me on the weekend. Speaking of that incident there that happened in Queens, New York. Brooklyn, is it Queens or Brooklyn, New York?
Thanks.
Queens. Take us back to that Friday night. What happened to your daughter?
Well, to my understanding, she was home sitting down in the backyard, and someone came with a mask, and she saw the individual, and she ran, and he ran after her, and a couple shots was fired, and one of the bullets ended up hitting her in her head.
Wow. What kind of person was your daughter?
She was funny, very loving,
Mm-hmm.
just more funny, very helpful,
Mm-hmm. So
kind.
she's
You know,
you said she's a college graduate. She just graduated from college or just left high school. I saw a nice
no, high school.
high school. Okay. So she had plans to go to college and the likes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. When you heard the news that your daughter was gone down, how did you feel? How did you feel?
I was devastated. That's my firstborn. I had her when I was 16, so you know, it's I cannot even describe the feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking, yes. And you. I think I heard a report from New York saying that you're hoping that she gets justice.
Yes, that's all I want. She's gone already, so it's just, just justice.
Mhm. Wow, that's a heartbreaking event there. A mother losing her first daughter to
Yeah.
through gun crime, and we've been having a lot of gun crime in Dominica recently, and we're looking for solutions. Can you speak to some of the solutions? Does the police in New York have any leads at this point as to who might do that to your daughter?
No, he was masked, so, it's just trying to get through her phone, trying to, just cameras all over at this point.
All right. What would you want to say to your other children? I know you have others as well. What do you want to say to them at this time to give them some strength in the family in Dominica and in New York? I know.
Well, my children are small. I only have one big one that's 16. But he's quite humble, so he just have to hold up, be strong.
I think you're very strong at this stage. I mean, just losing your daughter on the weekend, and you seem to be well composed. And I want to say, just
Well,
hold the strength.
yeah, my faith is very strong. So I have faith that that she's gone already. There's nothing really I can do, and I have to try to remain sane for my other kids.
Okay.
But it's not easy.
I can sense it's not easy. You have any family in Dominica? Anybody you want to say hi to at this point?
I have a lot. I just lost my stepdad 2 years ago, Curtis Simeon. I have my sister Cora Simeon, Chad Simeon, Kathy Simeon,
Wow.
Goodwill. My
Oh,
grandmother is a lot of them.
you have an extended family in Dominica.
Yeah,
Ah,
the Hippolytes and Point Michelle, my dad in St. Thomas. It's a few. It's a lot of people.
all right. Did I get your name? Did I get your name? I don't know if I got your name.
My name is Helena Hippolyte.
Helena Hippolyte. Okay. Well, I want to say thank you. I know it was hard to reaching out. You had you were a little reluctant there earlier, but I basically encourage you to just say something just because people wanted to hear your voice, or those who were calling me on the weekend wanted to hear how strong you were, and you have demonstrated that you're a strong person, and you have you have God on your side.
Yes,
Again,
yes,
Helena.
I have God on my side.
All right, Helena, stay strong. Stay strong. Thank you. Thank you for talking to us. Thank you. She's actually a Dominican who lost her daughter there on the weekend. Yes, we were told a savage gunman chased the 21-year-old into her Queens apartment on the weekend before shooting her in her head. Her name Deshana Donovan, found with a fatal bullet wound to her head around 9:30 p.m. Saturday or Friday night. The event, the assault at 96th Street near 31st Avenue in East Elmhurst in New York, the Queen. Several shell casings were scattered across the floor of the young lady's apartment, and the walls were riddled with bullet holes. Some eyewitnesses said, and I quote, "I heard she saw the person and she ran. So it's definitely someone she knew." That's what her mom told the New York Post. Who? We don't know. It's definitely a mystery. I'm actually trying to get to the mother in St. Kitts who lost his 18-year-old son. And I reached out yesterday when she was too devastated to talk. But we'll try again sometime. We're going to come back after this.
Just me goal winning Roseau again. Same place outside Flossie. I tried to dock in, but you had time see me. Where? Story start again. Million, lot of my father with us, huh? Talk fella. I said the same thing you doing, shopping at Flossie's, and you don't have to tell me the same thing you tell me last time because I'm busy. It's to hear him way. You reckon? About my pocket boy. I won't tell you that I save money in food and drinks when I buy quantity. I save more. Oh, shucks, man. Well, when you're still telling me, I know already. You pack a respect him, why? But it can him up Pepper Palais. I will tell all my friends from London, US and Dominica to come to Flossie's, right next to the Rosa Market. Open Sunday to Saturday. Flossie's can't do but 2 years.
Dominicans, enjoy your property, protect your property. You homeowner and businessman, protect your property, enjoy your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till you flood again. If your roof fly out and all your business going out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season. Insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today.
There's Smooth.
And then there's Guinness Smooth.
It's a brand new cool.
Incredibly smooth.
Perfectly balanced.
For a smooth and refreshing taste.
The house smooth? Well smooth. Guinness Smooth.
For a smooth and refreshing taste, new Guinness Smooth must be 18 years or older. Drink responsibly. Socialize responsibly.
Locally distributed by Belfast Estate Limited.
All right, Dominica, we're here. We're here. If it's on the block, we'll talk about it. Again, we had a lot of suggestions this morning. Somebody's asking me if I heard about the murder. Yes, I heard about the murder in Portsmouth. Yes, some young man. I think I was sent his name. We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we will repeat a conversation we had with Mr. Joshua Francis, attorney at law, on ways we can bring a halt to the situation in Dominica.
Dominicans, enjoy your property, protect your property. You homeowner and businessman, protect your property, enjoy your property. Yeah, wait for the hurricane, can't wait till you flood again, can't wait till your roof fly out and all the business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season and insure with a company who gives you insurance or payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today.
After working hard for many years in London, Goldwyn is now retired and back living in Dominica enjoying his pension. He toujours got smiles so we can see the gold teeth and toujours young. I met him coming out of Floss's with the help of some staff carrying different foods, drinks, and meat to his vehicle. Myself too fast to go and ask the man what's up. Is their story start? Après moi fini travail ouais, so le kadima and Dominic pour finir la hamwe. I said, Goldwyn, speak in English, don't force it. Then he said, I shop with intelligence, yeah? At Floss's, you get the most reasonable prices. Quarter bag flour, rice, sugar, milk, beers, soft drinks, water, rum, and so much more. Prices and quantities to fit your needs, mate. Because you just come down and want to tell me what I know about Floss's already. That's where I shop. It's not you alone that want to save money but still get the quality goods. That's right. And if you're listening to this ad, go and check out Floss's for yourself. next to the Rosal Market. You can't miss it.
Now opened on Sunday from 10 a.m.
They're smooth.
And then there's Guinness Smooth.
It's a brand new
Incredibly smooth
perfectly balanced.
for a smooth and refreshing taste.
How smooth? Well smooth. Guinness smooth.
For a smooth and refreshing taste. New Guinness Smooth. Must be 18 years or older. Drink responsibly. Socialize responsibly.
Locally distributed by Belfast Estate Limited.
Dominicans, Dominicans, enjoy your property, protect your property. You homeowner and businessman, protect your property, enjoy your properties. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till your flood out, can't wait till you're out and all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season. Insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today.
Dominica, when I thought we're through talking mothers, another mother who lost her son on the weekend. Dominica living in St. Kitts lost her 18-year-old through a gun crime. She has garnered the strength to talk to me this afternoon now. I spoke to her grandmother, or her mother, grandmother yesterday. Kadisha, I want to tell you good afternoon to you again and thank you. I mean, you've gained the strength to talk to us. We want to say our deepest sympathies. How are you doing?
I just trying to hold up.
All right.
Yeah, I have my brother with me, and I just taking it easy.
Yeah, just, I know I felt a lot of your friends came over yesterday after the incident on Friday night. And, you know, we're feeling your pain. We are feeling your pain in Dominica. I went to your mother's place. I went to your grandmother's place. Everybody's feeling for you in Gotha. That's your community.
Yes.
You came from Gotha, but you're raised in Newtown, right? That's again, right?
I was born and raised in Newtown. I was supposed to be Savannah.
Oh, you're born and raised in
people.
Okay.
Yeah, I was raised in Newtown. Yeah.
You're raised in Newtown. But tell me, let's go back to that story, Kadisha. Rewind that tape for me. What happened on Friday night or Saturday night? What happened? Saturday night or Friday?
Yeah, it was Saturday night.
Friday night?
Saturday.
It was Saturday night. Yes, let's get it straight. What happened? When you came in, what happened? You there? Kadisha?
11 o'clock for the latest.
I suspect we have.
So before,
Hold on, because I suspect we may have missed a few words of yours. Just go back again. What happened on Saturday night?
I have two jobs. So I went to my second job Saturday evening.
Okay. Something is not going. Something is not right here. Let's see if we can get you on WhatsApp. Okay. I'll try. Hold on, Dominique. I'm trying to make that connection. I suspect we have some telephone issues, but Kadisha will call you right back. Dealing with the issue, Joshua, that everybody's asking, when will it stop? Because it appears that this gun crime is on the increase. So how do we? We'll come back to Joshua in a minute. We do apologize, but we'll try again. I'm going to run this interview with Mr. Joshua Francis, and we'll try again to connect with Kadisha. She's busy waiting. I was told, given another number to try, but that number too is busy. So let's see if we can repeat the number of, repeat the interview with Joshua Francis that we did earlier on gun crime. Joshua Francis. Dealing with the issue, Joshua, that everybody's asking, when will it stop? Because it appears that this gun violence, this gun crime is on the increase. So how do we bring it to a stop, if you will?
Well, Matt, first of all, let me take this opportunity to express my condolences to the family, friends, and communities affected by gun violence, more so over the last weekend. If I'm correct, I think we had 2 fatalities resulting from gun violence, one in the community of Granby and the other in the community of Portsmouth. So
Portsmouth, we had another gun-related violence in New York, Dominica-related, because one, her father, from what I gather, is from Dominica in Point Michelle. Yes.
Is that in New York, and also one in St. Kitts?
St. Kitts and Sabre. So yes, so it's all over.
Right, and on both sides of the fences, people are affected. You have the family of the victim, the deceased, and you now have the family and friends of the accused, for those accused who have been arrested and been implicated for the shootings or the homicides.
Yep.
But Matt, this is a complex situation. On the surface, it appears, or it may appear, that we have the answer. But from my studies, as well as from my interaction and participation with young people and in the different communities in Dominica, I know that this is not as simple as one may think. It's a very complex situation, and to address it, we have to look at multiple measures. Matthew, your question is particularly related to young people. And what can we do to abate or minimize gun violence? Well, there are several measures that we can employ at a community level. And those strategies must be youth development strategies. And there are a number of them we can take into consideration. Matt, when you were younger, when you were a child, actually, a young man growing up, you used to play a little football, right?
Yes, of course.
And you were involved in cricket.
Mm-hmm. I was living on the playing field, they say,
All right, so that is right. Now, at the time when you did that, the community may not have been thinking of it as a strategy to keep you away from trouble, but it was very effective, and it continues to be effective. However, in more recent times, we have less people or less young people seem involved in after-school programs. So that is one of the things that we have to do in Dominica, to resume or encourage positive after-school programs, whether it is participation in organized sports, at recreational centers, in playing fields, formation of youth groups to provide structured and supervised activities, whether in culture or some other activity that young people could put their energy into, as opposed to being idle after school and developing bad habits and bad cultures. Then we have mentorship and social connections, Matt. Those are the days when younger people had mentors, whether at the church or at the school level. I believe that the time has a reason for us to resume that kind of thing, foster positive social connections, having peer support and mentoring to build protective factors. Then, Matt, of course, another factor that we have to take into consideration, another strategy that we can employ is in respect to skill development. We still have the youth skill training program, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we have to find, ways to encourage these young people, especially the young boys, to get into skill development programs.
But my understanding from people involved in youth development, enough resources are not being poured in that area, to continue that kind of program. Mm-hmm.
Well, so that is why, Matt, we have to shift our priorities a little bit more towards young people, especially the young men. The young men are under attack.
You see, under attack, you say?
Yes, young men are under attack, Matt, from different point of views. If you look at the statistics, who are the people being killed? Young men. Who are the alleged killers? Young men. And that is the trend. So we have, as a society, to calculate measures to tackle and address that reality. The young men are being marginalized. Young men are the ones who seem to be falling in the social cracks, more so than the young ladies who perform better at school, who attain more at school, who are the university graduates, who are the people going to work, who are the people on the block. So we have to conduct a scientific survey in Dominica to determine what is the demographics, who are the people who are being affected, which communities appear to be more vulnerable than others, what is the age group, between what age range are these people falling in the social cracks. So we really have to employ a scientific strategy, and we do have the resources, we have the ministries, we have the personnel, we have people who are trained in the department. So it's an issue of government placing more priority on youth development. It is really sad that at this hour we still do not have
Yes, so you're hearing me now? Are you here?
Yeah.
Okay, so finally, yes, your phone seemed to have some problems, but I'm happy.
Yes, that's why I gave another number so you could call.
I called the other number. It seemed it was going busy, but I can talk to you on WhatsApp. I can have a conversation with you on WhatsApp. We'll just put it.
Okay, all right, no problem.
Okay, so we're talking now, Joshua. Hold on. We're talking now to Kadisha, of course, who lost her 18-year-old son in violent crime on the weekend in St. Kitts. Her only son, right?
Yes, he is the only child.
The only child.
Both parent.
Wow. Good afternoon to you again, Kadisha. And we are happy you can talk to us. So we want to give you much strength, and we want to say the deepest sympathies to you and his father's family this afternoon. But again, tell us. Go back to Saturday night. What happened? Yes, go ahead.
So I have two jobs. I work two jobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a daytime job and I do a part-time job at the Marriott Hotel as a server. So most likely on most weekends I do go to work. So Saturday I leave home. I go to work for 5. So I left him home Saturday as usual. I tell him I leave him home. I go in work, but before that I make sure he always have his snacks and make sure he eats because he loves to eat. So I make sure he was good before I left home. I left home, went to work for 5. Everything was fine. I just normally get home by 11. Most times I try and get home by 11 because I left work at 10:30. So it will take me about like 15 minutes to get home from where I work. And I came home as usual. Normally when I come in, I'll just call him. I say, Karim, I'll call him, I call my opening. I say, Karim, I didn't get no response. So I walk towards his room. Now, normally his room door is always closed because he is a child that constantly plays games. He always at home.
The video games.
Playing his game. Yeah, video games, yeah. So when I walk to, I see that his room door open, and that is not a normal thing. His room door is always closed. I see his room door wide open, and the child on his bed with his earplugs in his earbuds in his ears, lying down in a pool of blood.
Oh God.
Yeah. So from the time I see that, I just drop everything I had. I run to the landlord next to me, and I start knocking down his door, trying to get him to call 911 because my phone not working. And then the landlord's son came out and he called my brother, and I was just losing my mind. I just tripped. I tripped for a second. I was just sitting down on the ground on the road, and I was just bawling.
You actually thought at the time you woke up from a bad dream?
At the time, I was thinking maybe I just dreaming, but I was just dreaming, but I don't know. I don't know. I At this point, I don't think I still dreaming because this reality check.
Reality.
Reality check.
And no reality checked in. How are you feeling? I mean, days after, it's now Monday.
Today is Monday. I finally get some rest because I could not sleep. I could not eat. So I got some rest last evening, and I eating, but not how I normally eat, like small portions. And
What?
I just trying to take it easy, and I just honestly just trying to take it easy. And I'm so glad my brother there with me. My brother with me, I had to. Is if he I staying right now because if he's the only family member I have there. If he wasn't there, I don't know what I may be in the crazy house right now.
Wow. Your mother said
Yeah,
she wished she was there as well. She wanted to give you some strength.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I know. Yeah.
You call your mom. You call your mom
Mm.
on Saturday night, the very night. Yes.
Yes, yes. The first person, as soon as the landlord's son was trying to get my brother, while he's trying to get my brother, I called my sister, I called my mother. I was just dialing. At the time, I couldn't say I was just dialing. I started seeing blurry. So it's like, whatever I get to dial, I just dial. I was just typing and dialing and just calling them. I was just losing it.
Wow. What kind of person
Yeah.
would you describe your son to be? I know you. I was told he's a very quiet boy to himself.
Yes,
Who would have done that to your
yes. He
son?
just like me. He's just like me. That child do not go anywhere. I have to beg him sometimes to come out with me. And people know me. The people them who know me, they know what kind of person I be. And for that child to have to beg and say, okay, let's go there now, or let's go there, and he'll be like, oh, he'll think about it. That child is go to school, come home. I always make sure he always have food at home. 'Cause I don't like him really eating out.
Hmm.
So even if I give him money, I always make sure that my house always have food because he loves to eat. So he will come home from break, he'll come home, eat, and go back to school. After school, he walk because his school not far. His school is like a 3-minute walk from where we live. So he will come home when they on break, he'll come home, have his snack, go back to school, come back home, he'll do whatever he doing and in his game. That's all the child does. The child don't go nowhere.
I'm being told
The
he's
child doesn't
he's
try
not
to
he's
go
not he's not
nowhere.
he's not a young man that have too many friends.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Now the question remains: who would have want to do that to your son?
Honestly, I have no idea why they would and to shoot him in his head. I mean, come on, you wanted him dead. Come on, man. I don't know who would do something like that. I really don't know. I just want the police. I just need closure right now. I just want closure. Let the police investigate so I can have a peace of mind. I just want that child to rest in peace. That's all I want right now.
Oh boy, I don't know what to say. I'm kind of you know, without words at this time. I can actually feel your pain, what you're going through at this
Yeah,
time.
yes, yeah. And just in mere fact, I get to witness that. It is not easy because it just keep replaying in my head over and over and over.
Your son in a pool of blood. Why all this gun
Full of
violence?
blood. I have no idea. I don't really keep up with most things going up in Sengis. All I do is just work from job to job, work and come home. Rest when I can. I'm currently doing my degree, so it's basically just work, school, home, gym. That is my routine.
Why would you want to say to that person out there if you had to send a message to that person who did that to your son? What would be the message?
Honestly, with my personality I had before, I would maybe if I see that child, I would have maybe just jump on and kill him myself. But right now, I just want to leave everything in God's hands. God go delete he. The universe go delete he at this point because I can't bring my son back. He can't come back. He don't gone. So I'll just leave that in the hands of Jehovah God. To be honest, God doesn't sleep.
You're holding strong. Keep holding strong, Kadisha.
Yes, I will. Yes, thanks.
And your family, not only in Gota or Newtown, the family in Dominica wants to give you support. Okay?
Yes, I know.
Stay
Yes, I've been
strong.
getting a lot of support. Yes.
You're gonna bury him in St. Kitts or you're gonna take him down to Dominica? Have you decided that yet?
Um. Oh, we just right now I just waiting on the autopsy, and I waiting to hear what CID has to say, and then based on what they tell me, then I would see what I can do. But I don't think I'll be able to bring his body back to Dominica. But I will just my brother and I family will come together and decide what's manageable we could do after I receive the autopsy.
Any leads at this point from by the police? Have you heard of any?
The police has been working well with me, I must say, and the police who was working with me, they're actually Dominicans. So they've been keeping me updated. They came, they searched the property, they searched his room, outside his room, they found the shell, and then they went beyond my property. They have a yard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the police just doing what they can at the time.
One gunshot from what you gather?
Yes, one, yeah.
Wow. I'm just saying, what could have this young man what could he have done to deserve this?
I don't know. I really don't know. I really know my son don't trouble nobody. Just like me, used to child don't trouble nobody. His schoolmates saying the same thing, the principals, everybody saying the same thing about him. He's a quiet child. He don't keep a lot of friends. He don't follow bad company. The child always home.
You know, I was also told from a family source that he just applied for his visa.
Yes, we were in Barbados 2 weeks ago and easily he got his visa. Easy. I have to go actually I have to go to DHL to pick up his passport today. And last week, the 2nd of September was his 18th birthday. And I surprised him as normal. I got him a birthday box. I sent it to his school with some hors d'oeuvres and some finger foods. And I gave him a Nintendo Switch as his birthday gift.
And somebody took your son from you. That's just heartbreaking.
Yes, it is. Yeah. I never thought I'd end up in that situation, but you never know when it reaches in front of your doorstep. Trust me. I don't know.
Wow. Kadisha, I want to say stay strong. We'll talk to you sometime soon, okay? But thank
Yes,
you.
all right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for talking to us. Thank you for, gathering the strength to have that interview this
Yes.
afternoon there.
Yes. Yeah.
All
Thanks a
right.
lot.
Any words for
Yeah.
your mommy and your granny and the people in Gotha or Newtown at this time?
Well, they know I just holding on. I have support here with me. I have my brother. I have the support here. So I just holding on and staying strong. I have to stay strong.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right.
All right.
Thanks. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Another strong mother losing her son. Hey, Mago, I remember you too, man. Down there in Canefield. Just lost your son, your only son. The drive-by shooting took place some weeks ago in Dominica next to the Baffin State Bridge, huh? This gun violence must stop. Somebody says, man, lady, something must be wrong for someone to just shoot your child just like that. Somebody saying, how many people can talk about having two jobs? Much less for one. This young lady had two jobs, working very hard. And her son just gone down, just turned 18 last Tuesday. Wow. Hello, talk to me. Yes.
Mark.
Copel, how are you?
Good afternoon, Mark. This one is really heartbreaking, Mark. Really heartbreaking hearing that mother. And what is breaking more about that man? He said he applied for his visa and today she's supposed to be picking up the passport. Can you imagine that, man? What it is that we benefit in, what is this that they're getting from just killing people left, right, and center? You're putting families in pain, in sorrow. Loving child just disappear like that, man. Just like that. Just like that. But that mother is very strong. So on behalf of management and staff of Legal Funeral Home, I want that family to know that we stand with them. We are the Almighty Father to strengthen, to protect, and to guide them through because we know it's not an easy task. Losing your loved one is never easy. It's always a bitter pill to accept and to swallow, Mark. Because we're not overseas, they're going and they'll stay for 6 months and they'll come back. You're just not going to see them again. And so therefore their loss is irreplaceable. So parents, call on your children, talk to your children. No matter how big they are, no matter how many earrings that they have inside of your ears, there must be rules and regulation in the house. I know a lot of parents that is talking to children and some children are not paying attention, Mark. But parents never stop because it's family that prays together and stays together, always ask the Almighty Father for his presence back. So I just want to ask Jehovah God to forgive that family, and I hope they get redress, Mark. I really, really, really hope. Because to lose your loved one like that and no redress, Mark, it is more painful. It is more painful. I am heartbreaking this afternoon, Mark, hearing this mother talking, and she tried to be strong. She tried to stand for her son, but he's gone already. It's not going to pay. Please, I ask of you, I plead of you, I beg of you, differences you have had, or imagine to have, put it aside and work with one another as brothers and sisters. There will be difference of opinion, but you deal with it in a way that is going to be acceptable to both sides. You don't take a gun and point to a child head or anybody and shoot in the head. That's what you call willful act. So sad, so sad, so sad. God bless.
God bless you to Copel 449. There's some questions you think I should have asked, but the police are investigating, so we want to keep it, silent for the time. 1:56 is the afternoon time. 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097, 616-4257. Two mothers, Two mothers. One lost her first daughter. She was only 16 when she had that one. And another just lost her son, her only son, 18 years old, just turned 18 on Tuesday through more gun violence. Hello, talk to me. Yes. Are you there, caller?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, my heart bleeds. I want to say deep sympathy to the family. But I think at the highest level, the authorities world over, especially in the region, have to really condemn the acts of violence. The young people possess a reservoir of talent yet untapped. I mean, I find it difficult to fathom how a 17-year-old boy who is somewhat of what they call an introvert, a quiet boy to himself, would be at his home, maybe playing his video game, and somebody would enter his house and shoot him dead. I mean, there must be something that is not matching. I mean, I sympathize with the mother, but I want to say to all the parents, you need to talk to your children. You need to work with them. I remember when I was a police officer sergeant in Grande, when I would call some meetings in the community, I would invite the Prime Minister Pierre Charles. He would come and he would advise the parents and warn them and tell them desist from criminal activity. I think we need to. People like to say, well, the police should do A and the police should do B. But I think now, I remember just before I left the police service, I was trying to get into all the schools in Dominica. The Ministry of Education should not find it difficult. Once a week, an officer come and give you 30 minutes in your school, especially in the bigger classes, the higher forms. and telling them about crime and violence and what can happen. I mean, the society that we live in now, things are getting a little wild and crazy. A young boy of 17, I cannot understand, 17 at his home, unless if that person came to break, steal or something and they were frightened that somebody was there. I don't know. But I want to say to parents, we have to cry before it happens. I like the French style. When you're born in Guadeloupe, they cry. When you die, it's a celebration. They cry because they do not know what is happening. They pray. We need to get to our children and talk to them seriously. I went to school. I was a young boy too. I played around with kids, but I didn't follow their fashion because my parents advised me that I should not go down the road of destruction. My heart bleeds. I wish I could go to all schools voluntarily and speak to the children for 30 minutes on the whole thing about criminality and what is decency and what is life and what it entails, I'm praying and I can only hope that the family finds some justice. Thank you very much.
Thank you, former police officer. On the telephone, more telephone calls at this point in time, yes. And somebody just called me, and I'll pass the number. Kadisha, somebody said, calling from overseas, they said, if you decide to bury that child in Dominica, they're willing to make a contribution. Okay, so I have the number if you want to do that. If you want to take this child down to Dominica to be buried, feel free to call me back. I'll give you that number. I'll share that number with you in a minute, okay? Thank you very much. 4493. This person was just saying, given the pain that this mother is going through, she's willing to make a contribution to take this child to be buried in Dominica. So, hello, talk to me on the telephone. Dominicans are very loving people, Hello, talk to me on the telephone, yes?
I called it great-grandmother or something, so she goes to my church. And she was crying.
And?
Understand?
Mm-hmm.
Great-grandmother, I think either grandmother or great-grandmother. She's 93 years.
Great-grandmother. The great-grand. The great-grand.
Bernard.
Yes, I know.
But what I'm trying to say is that, Mr. Pelte, the land needs to go back to God. Because everything is just out of tune. And we don't introduce our children to God. Children don't go to church anymore. They have things, spiritual things for children to involve. They don't involve. And the parents grow up, they still don't know the way to church as well as the children. You go into sometimes you stand up and watch and say, why the people does not introduce their children to God? I have children outside here, but I know I studied first with them. And up to now, they are big people, and I still keep on talking. Who come in, maybe one, maybe outside the state. But we need to be careful of the toys that you buy for children. Be careful. We don't give children all the time when they want this, that. Buy a Bible. Let the children know about God. Let them know about the things of God. You understand? But we buy all this, give them this and that. But the most important gift you can ever give your child is a Bible. You understand? And talk to them. We, the mother, need to get involved in the things of God that they learn. But what I think Dominica and other places need, they need Jesus. We need to go back to and we need to, parents need to take their position. Parents need to take their position, neither man or family, they need to take their position. And it has hurt me to see everybody, young children dressing, going where they want, and do what they want. And I agree with Mr. Irish too, I agree with him. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. 449-309-5997. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Yeah, Mr. Kelsey, blessings to you.
Blessings to you, blessings.
Matt, I really want to sympathize and empathize with the family.
Mm-hmm.
I want to, she may not be listening, but I just want to wish the woman well in her endeavors. Matt, did you say he just got 18 years before he was killed?
He got 18 years last Tuesday, and he was killed on Saturday.
That is before he was murdered.
Yeah, before he was murdered, yes.
Very interesting. Not people have to be careful, the friends they are keeping and the information they are sharing or disseminating. It's very interesting. The 18 years, very, very interesting. Not, I am just saying, we were quick to judge. We like to be judgmental, particularly when it's ordinary people, what they call common people. But when the criminals commit the crimes, we are running around in circles, making all kinds of excuses for them. The boy may not have been involved in anything. He may not have seen anything and gone talk or nothing. Somebody may know something, they seize an opportunity,
He's in the neighborhood, landlord, everybody there. Oh, that time she coming in, that time he going. Oh, that time he coming in, that time, and the person sees the opportunity because they have criminal intent. My friend, Mr. Police, I hear you with a lot of insinuations there. Be careful. Matt, I just want to say people should try their best, Matt, to have hidden cameras inside or outside their homes and try to capture people and their movement, because Matt, almost everybody these days are so criminally minded, particularly when you hear throughout the years, Matt, from priests, pastor, politician, all kind of people involved in serious crimes, Matt, who molesting little babies, little children, who stealing millions and all of that. It is very sad if the boy was that kind of boy, man. And people must be careful, that preoccupation with everything else. Be careful. I do not want to tell people how to raise their children. I do not want to be judgmental about the situation. Look at where I am and look at where it happened. Even if it happened in Dominica, I still do not know the variables, everything that entails, everything that goes with it, Matt. But it's very sad, Matt, to see the way the life of others means nothing to each other. Not people killing you like as if it's a cup of water they're drinking, you know. All they want to know that they will not get caught. That's the objective, for me not to be caught. But when it comes to the humanity, when it comes to empathy and sympathy and the consequences of your actions, the ramifications, the far-reaching consequences as well. No, man, to hell with everything. Everybody wants to have a car, a house, thousands of millions of dollars, and it is ritualistically they have to kill their own children. They will do it. I'm suspicious about the 80 just getting 18 years and somebody play him. It is sad, Matt, and Matt, it's a sick world where everybody look like they want to feed on each other. Almost everybody want to feed on each other, and they don't give a damn what they do to get on top. It's just that they see other people on top committing crime, politicians and all kind of people, and they want to get on top too, so by any means necessary. It is damn sad. Might be careful with people.
All right, blessings. Thank you very much. Now, let's see if we can read a few messages there on Facebook. Somebody's advising the mom to check his phones and friends. And the CCTV in the area, from what I gather, this person may have passed somewhere in the back of the house. Somebody's also suggesting that since they bring in guns for 1,000, we have more murders. So parents should grow their children in the proper manner. Family hold strong. Some people always have answers when something happens. Lots of questions doesn't appear. The house was broken into, not from what I gather. He was in his room. It may be, somebody else is suggesting again, just speculation. It may be for Nintendo Switch as well. God only knows. Hello, talk to me, yes.
Yeah, good afternoon. I just want to say sympathies to the grieving mother.
Mothers
and
too.
I also want to say I kind of subscribe to what Mr. Irish was saying in terms of it could have been a robbery gone wrong. But I also want to tell him it is interesting in going to the schools to educate the youth on crime and violence and things like that. Even if he is no longer a police, he can go to the relevant authority and find a way to do that, because that would be very good. Since there is so much violence existing in our schools today and in our society, that would be very good of him if he really wants to do that. So he should embark on that and look into it and make it happen. I myself would appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you. Somebody's saying that we always reaching out to the mothers who seem to have more strength. I remember when this young man was gone down, the son of Alex Bruno, tried to reach out for an interview, but it appears the mothers have the strength. The fathers remain mute, while the mothers seem to be the strong ones. I'll try again sometime to talk to Alex Bruno, who lost his son too in violent crime. I haven't heard his voice on that one. Mr. Bruno, whenever you're ready, you feel strong. I tried before. Let's see if we could talk. On the telephone, hello, talk to me, yes? Yeah.
Blessed day, Matt. How are you doing today?
Blessed day to you. How are you?
Yes, I'm doing well. And this is, first of all, let me say my condolences to the mother, to the parents, because there are two parents, of that child, so both to the mother and the father and the family, of that young man. And, it seems to be such a growing issue, not an issue, a growing problem.
Great concern, yes.
Yes, of great concern. And like I would say, I wear many hats. And one of my hats, is in the criminal justice system dealing with juvenile delinquency and, domestic violence. But as far as dealing with juvenile delinquency as more as preventative work with juveniles. And I used to be part of a program called Parents Against Teen Violence. And just to piggyback on two of the callers made in reference to going to the schools, and that was one of my what I did back in New York. We would have this program where we would go to the schools, a few of different people from different, whether it's maybe me from the criminal justice system or in the school system, going to the schools, all the schools around the Westchester or part of New York, speaking to the children about violence and violence prevention, and have the parents also come in to hear some of the things. Because many times there's stuff children are involved in that parents have no idea. And I'm not going to say what that young man was, involved in or not, and it could have been anything, But the thing is to pay close attention toward children, especially children who are always, because parents are working all the time, children are home alone, children are on the computer, children are befriending people on the computer during those games that you have no idea they're communicating with all over the world. So, but I'm saying also there needs to be, especially here, I'm in Dominica, we're here, but there needs to be more programs for children. We need to be speaking to children more at school. And I am open also to going to the schools and speaking to the young people about cyber crimes, about crimes that are occurring, how to prevent certain things from happening. There needs to be more of that, because
have you spoken to the school officials or authorities? Are you willing to talk to them about, what you're saying this afternoon there, what you're requesting, so you can go and give us some assistance? Yes.
Honestly, there's so much red tape. I won't even go into certain things, but there's so much red tape going on here in Dominica, because I've been here 5 years. I've been to a few offices. I've spoken to a few people in reference to doing some work, using my experience, doing some work in Dominica. And there's so much red tape that they put you through that, or they have programs they're stating that are on the books, but it's not it's not, visible. It's not being used, or they're saying they're waiting. 5 years I've been here, and I've spoken to many people in different aspects of the criminal justice system or the law, and nothing. So everyone is dragging their feet. They're saying, oh, it's not implemented yet. It's not implemented yet. It's not implemented yet. So I'm saying, sometimes waiting on the government to do things, and I don't want to shoot myself in the foot. But you know what? Sometimes waiting on the government to do things, and they have their own timeline on how they're implementing things. And I'm saying whether we get organizations that come together that can fund it, or you get volunteer parents. I mean, yes, everybody wants to get paid. Everybody has to make a living. But trying to put organizations together, whether it gets funded outside of Dominica, to go in and to be able to do that. I've been here. I have my wellness business here, but I've been here. I've done the work in New York. You know, I've worked with the young people. You know, I've been part of the debate team. I've been part of the, you know, so I've done the work, but it's like no one wants to give you the opportunity to go through and to do it here. Then you have to go through so much red tape with them. And before you know it, it's 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and nothing is being done because everyone is dragging their feet. They're telling you to go to this office, to this office, to that office. And it's very frustrating. Honestly, sometimes, Matt, I just want to pack up my bags and go back to New York because I come here and I want to do work here. I bring all my qualifications to be able to work here, and nothing. Everyone sends you from one place to the next place to the next place. But in the meantime, our children are being lost. They're lost. They're not being helped. Parents are working. They can't be home supervising. Children are on their laptops and doing and watching, and all kind of stuff is going on. And they're not being supervised. There's no mentorship going on anymore. Like back in the day, growing up, I'm in my 50s, where you had the community there with you. Now everyone is left to their own demise. And children are just doing whatever, you know. They have nasty music they're listening to. They have different stuff they're watching on, you know, online, you know, especially after COVID when all the children now have tablets. And I've witnessed that with some young family members. They're watching all kind of stuff on YouTube. Parents don't even know how to access some of the stuff. And, you know, so you don't know what they're taking in these days. And if you're not ever present in supervising your children, and you just leave them to their own demise and just give them the laptop, you see 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds with phones, and they're watching
on phones and laptops, and you wonder what's going on. You don't even understand what's going on there, you know?
Exactly. Parents don't even know the language, you know, the language now of internet, you know, what to use. So children have all their different language, you know, when they're internet, if the parents are coming, you know, and what to say, what not to say.
They have their codes. You're right. They have their codes.
Yeah, all different codes. And there should be classes for parents too to be able to learn that. So when they go on their children's phone, or putting the parental controls on the phone, you know, so there's so much to be done, but I wish there were not so much red tape in getting it done. And maybe a few people, organization can get together and say, we're going to do that or whatever. Even parents have to pay a small fee for certain things. Why not invest in your children? You know, one time I put up, you know, to do a parenting class here, Matt, and a domestic violence class here for free. You know, PSU gave me to use their office, you know, their place to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Every other Monday I was doing a class there and doing a class in Harlem. No one showed up, Matt. No one showed up.
Wow.
And it was sad, and I'm very discouraged because I am here, I am willing, and I'm to do the work, to help. And you know what? As much some parents, they're not interested in doing the things that need to be done. In the domestic violence, I'm there. I put in the class, and Mr. Leighton will tell you, they gave me the opportunity to use, you know, their conference center to do the class. No one showed up. I went to Harlem in Newtown, and Ross gave me to use the place here. I put it. No one showed up, Matt. Every Monday, I was having a class for 6 weeks. How many weeks? No one showed up.
But no, don't give up. My advice to you is don't give up. Don't give up. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm hoping that the authorities are listening and you're willing. You're trained in criminology, and of course you're trained social work. I'm hoping that somebody out there gave you a chance to work with the young people. Thank you very much. Let's do that. Come back.
Trusted place to stock up for your home, shop, or business? Fine Foods Inc. Distribution has got you covered. From dry goods and frozen foods to your favorite drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, plus all the household must-have. We've got it all under one roof. We're right here in Jimmy Dominica, and yet we deliver. Whether you're running a supermarket, a corner shop, a bar, or just like your pantry full and happy, Fine Foods Inc. brings you the best brands you know and love. Great prices, top-tier service, trusted products. at 255-6810 or 316-0164. Or drop by our Jimmet location to check out what's in store. Fine Foods Inc.
Fine Foods Inc., the biggest distributor for the biggest brand.
They're smooth.
And then there's Guinness Smooth.
It's a brand new cool.
Incredibly smooth.
Perfectly balanced.
For a smooth and refreshing taste.
How smooth? Well smooth. Guinness smooth.
For a smooth and refreshing taste. New Guinness Smooth. Must be 18 years or older. Drink responsibly. Socialize responsibly.
Locally distributed by Belfast Estate Limited.
The Dominican Social Security presents its jingle competition open to Dominican individuals or groups. Participants are called to produce a 30 to 60 second catchy song that highlights the purpose and vision of the DSS in the Dominica society. Participants must like and follow the DSS Facebook page. The jingle should clearly relate to the Social Security product or message and include the name DSS and its benefits. The jingle must not contain any expletives, must be original and not infringe on any existing copyrights or trademarks. The jingle should resonate the message of the DSS positively. Entries must include a typed lyric sheet with the full name, age, affiliations, and the contact info of the participant. Submissions must be in MP3 or MP4 format. The DSS Jingle Competition. Deadline September 30th, 2025. Send your submissions to contact@dss.dm with the subject line DSS Jingle Submission and win $1,000 in cash. Terms and conditions will apply. Deadline September 30th. Jingle Competition.
If you know your favorite store, dial it now. 612-1253. That's Mega. You can rely on Mega for some real deals on name brand clothing and electronics. High quality, low price. We are a wholesale and retail store located in Calabishi, right on the main road. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, at Mega Deals Dominica. Like our page. Check out our stuff. Call us. Visit us. Would appreciate that. Come try it on. Love it. Buy it at Mega Deals. Your one and only online and brick and mortar store. Mega Deals is also on wheels. We make it convenient for your shopping. We deliver straight to your door. Email us at info@megadealsda.com. Rely on Megadeals for some real deals.
All right, Dominica, we're here. It's already 2:21 in the afternoon. Boy, so many messages on Facebook. But this morning we had a conversation with Mr. Joshua Francis, and he has called, to emphasize again what we have to do. As somebody in the legal fraternity who's been dealing with violence among young people, we just heard two mothers this afternoon. One losing a 21-year-old, a bullet to her head. Another one, that was in New York, Dominican parentage. Another one in St. Kitts. Young man, only 18 years old. Shot in the head. We heard the mothers. Oh, we heard the mother there too. Joshua Francis, you see, the young people are getting more brazen of the crime. Good afternoon to you again, Joshua. They're getting more brave.
Yes, definitely. Good afternoon, Matt, and good afternoon to your listeners.
Uh-huh.
A special good afternoon to the aggrieved families who suffered a loss over the weekend. The young boys, the young men losing their lives through gun violence. We have quite a number of people suffering resulting from that action.
I asked you the question this morning, Joshua. When will this stop? When will we bring a halt to all of this gun crime?
Well, Matt, we may never totally rid of gun violence. However, we can minimize it. Society has long gone corrupt, and the root causes for violence are very complex. And I heard some of your callers making very meaningful contributions in terms of steps that can be taken to abate gun violence in Dominica. But the problem that Dominica is confronting right now in terms of gun violence is a problem that most countries, particularly in the West, are dealing with. Our neighbor, the United States of America, suffers significantly from gun violence. We have all these mass shootings and crazy shootings at schools. If you look at the data, if you were to go online and look at the number of deaths resulting from gun violence in the United States of America, it's amazing, given that we're looking at a developed country, a first world country with educated people and so-called civilized people, and yet the result to gun violence, whether it's because of mental illness or some kind of dysfunction. But to come back to Dominica, Dominica does not stand alone on the global stage as far as gun violence is concerned. But Dominica has its own unique circumstances. And that is why I believe that all of us may make assumptions, but it would be important that we actually conduct a survey and to approach this scientifically. Of course, taking
You're saying some science has to be involved in this?
Well, definitely, Matt. Let's look at the data. Let's look at a global picture of Dominica from 1980 to 2025, and the police would have seizure of that fact. They will have data to show the trend of violence, the nature of the violence, the causes of the violence, the consequences. And of course, in more recent times, gun violence has been on the rise. And what does that say, Matt? Again, science will show, by virtue of the fact that more people are dying from gun violence, it means that more people have access to firearms. And
well, we just had a gun amnesty.
Right. Well, Matt, the gun amnesty would have limited impact. No gun amnesty is going to correct the problem.
It appears that after this gun amnesty, we've had more crime. So I'm really trying to understand the dynamics of what is going on.
Well, exactly, Matt. Hence the reason why I say this is a complex issue. And it starts again at the top, because leadership is supposed to take responsibility to help the mass. And where you have a leadership that is corrupt, a leadership that visibly disrespects the very constitution against which it operates.
You don't seem to be mixing your words on that one, Joshua.
Well, Matt, I am known to speak the truth. Hence the reason why I've been targeted in the past. In my truth and in their truth, there is no favor, there is no color, there is no creed, there is no religion.
So there's you're saying there's a lot of corruption.
Well, Matt, it is known. I mean, it's one thing to prosecute corruption in the court of law because you have to provide evidence.
Right.
It's another thing to have knowledge and not to particularize what you know. And I'm not prepared to put on public record what I know, but I do know a lot.
Okay.
And what I'm saying is that where you have a leadership that is not a good example, then by the process of social osmosis, the corruption is going to permeate and infiltrate in other sectors of the country, in other areas of the country, until it gets to the common man. So that's one issue, and we're looking at it from a moral point of view. And then as far as the science is concerned, I would look at the communities that appear to be most vulnerable to gun violence. Which are these communities? And understand why are these communities more vulnerable than others? Mm-hmm. How does the firearms get into the hands of the young people? Because as I said, we have to look at accessibility of firearms. Where are they coming from? How do they get into Dominica? And once we try to understand how they get to Dominica, then we take the necessary steps to mitigate the number of firearms that's getting onto the island. All right, so that's one. Number two, who are the ones using the firearms? And the data will show that the young men are the ones using the firearms, and the young men are the ones getting killed. So why are the young men the ones most susceptible to be killed or to kill? Those are the questions we have to ask. Who are these young men? What are their backgrounds? Did they graduate from high school? Did they make it to college? So by asking those questions, we would then draw correlations. We will get a better understanding of our society, and then we'll take the necessary steps based on our findings in tackling gun violence in Dominica. Because as I said, gun violence is a problem in the region and internationally, particularly in Western civilizations like the United States of America. But our measures must be based on our own realities. And the reality in Dominica, by expanding the conversation, in trying to understand the root causes of gun violence, we have to look at economic realities in Dominica. Is it true that when people are idle or people are unemployed, they are more susceptible to get involved in drug trafficking and to commit crimes? And if that is true, then what are we doing to get these people employed? Are we providing attractive job opportunities to them? And the answer probably would be no. When a young man leaves high school or college and you're offering him an NEP job, paying him $1,500 a month, oftentimes he sees that as an insult. So he prefers to go on the block to hang out. Not that I'm supporting that, but I'm just saying how young people tell me they feel. I have had interviews with young men, and they would tell me point blank they prefer to hang around at the home than to go and work for that amount of money. Taking into consideration the high cost of living, taking into consideration it's very difficult to realize dreams in Dominica. Unless a young person gets his or her way out of Dominica, it is very difficult for a young person to stay here and to grow a business or to grow his dream to get financially comfortable. So those are some of the issues from an economic point of view. And then from a social point of view, if we look at our families, have we moved away from our traditions, from our practices as families? What do we allow our children to listen to? I mean, when you have music talking about, body parts, and you seem to have no problem with your 4-year-old, your 5-year-old dancing to what is called nasty business music, or whatever it is called, what do you expect from your child? What are you teaching your child? When you allow your child to be exposed to violent movies day in, day out, when you allow your child to play video games of violence, maybe, again, over time, the child is cultured into being hardcore and feels it's okay to put down a man instead of having a conversation. How many after-school activities, again, from a social point of view? So the families have to take responsibility.
And children, you're right, Joshua. Children that spend a lot of time in front of these computers there, and with those games, a lot of violence in those games, a lot of violence.
Well, Matt, new research are showing, and again, we have access to the internet. Research are showing that access and readily access to the screen, especially at night, alter our thinking. And children in particular, their brains are being monitored, and their brains are being affected by constant viewing of the screens. Then we have a mental health issue here. Are we taking mental health seriously? We see the signs among young people, and we take this as a joke. We call people fool. Even when they actually become full-blown mentally ill, we still disregard them. We don't see them as us. We see them as them.
Mm-hmm.
We look down on them. We belittle them. But there are people with mental health issues that dress and go to work. They have ties. They drive cars. And some of these young men who become killers, oftentimes if you do a psychiatric analysis on them, maybe they have mental health issues. But again, are we paying attention to mental health care at a primary school and secondary school level? Are we screening children? When we see certain dysfunctional behaviors, are we taking them seriously? Do we try to nip those things at the bud, or we allow them to become full-blown and become uncontrollable? So, Matt, all these are social issues that we have to take into consideration. At a community level, are we satisfied with the number of community activities we have for the community? Back then, Matt, you remember as a young man, you used to come to Lubia, Bowak, to look at football.
It's true.
Lubia used to go and play, football at Point Michel. There was an excitement.
Next to Voice of Life there in Bowak.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, Bowak. People played cricket. People went to the river. People went to the beach. We were not on screens. We were not sitting on the block. We cleaned our playing fields. We didn't have to wait for NEP to come and clean the playing fields for us. We didn't have to wait on politicians to provide balls to us. We went out there and we did those things. So that is why some people have the view that the politicians themselves have contributed to violence in Dominica, because when we talk about behavior is complex. And if our leaders help us to be lazy, if our leaders help us to be dependent, then there are consequences for those things. So that is why I keep saying, Matt, this is a very complex issue, and all of us have to take responsibility for it. It's no one person, no one ministry, no one area of society must be held accountable. All of us, including the ordinary man, must take responsibility for crime and violence.
All right, I'll take you out on that note, Joshua, because we've got to go. We don't have too much time, but very valuable contribution as usual. Mr. Joshua Francis, speaking to the social issues and the gun crime and pointing to some solutions. Joshua Francis, thank you very much. Joshua's making my point. As far as the roots of the problem is concerned in this country and the corruption, that's the root that spreads where we are today. Somebody says too many lives have been shattered by bullets. Too many families are mourning. Loved ones, including my very own cousin, Jaive Alex Bruno. Gun violence is not a statistic. It's global wound. It's a global wound that bleeds in every community, every nation, and every heart. People, we need to rise above fear and division. We need to choose love over conflict, dialogue and over destruction. Everyone deserves safety, dignity, and peace. Lord, please protect my loved ones, especially my children. It's sad days in Dominica. Disarm hate and arm humanity. 2:35 in the afternoon. We'll take a break in a minute, but we'll take a phone call. Hello, yes.
Matt, give me a short time, quickly. Matt, let me commend Joshua Francis. Matt, can Blackmore use Joshua Francis, employ him, not free, not pro bono, to advise him, Matt? Because Joshua seems to be intellectually capable and suitable. If Blackmore, the Minister of National Insecurity, want to remedy the problem, I think Joshua would be perfect human resource, Matt, to assist in the mitigating of the crime and violence. Matt, where those children we are talking about? Not everybody talking about young people nowadays, or young people. Matt, don't you think it's in space they come out and fall down voodoo, Matt? Not the same adults, all of them, who they had no choice. We introduced the web. Not a web is to trap things like a spider web. A net is to trap species of birds and other things like that. We all get caught in it, the adults, much less for the children. And we want to scapegoat the young people. Or young people, young men, you don't know what they was involved in. They that created the internet and the website now, and all the madness America and Europe introduced to the world. The mother of harlot, and the whole world drank of her cup with the wine of violence, and we are drunk because everybody wants all what they see on TV. Everybody wants to be Beyonce and Jay-Z and all kind of foolishness. Cut the young people some slack and stop talking about parents this and parents that, young people this, young people. We all are guilty, from pastor, police, politician, pope. Everybody's guilty because we knew what we were walking into. Blessing.
Blessings to you. Blessings again. 2:38. Somebody says, Matt, you should try to reach out to Dr. Thompson Fontaine, get his views on the issue of gun violence. Maybe he'll reach out sometime. Somebody in the East says, Matt, Labour Party no longer wants to invest in young people in Youth Development Division, the programs given before. How many years, no program? These people don't care about the young people. That's a viewpoint there. 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097. On the telephone, hello, talk to me. Yes?
Yeah. But, Dr. What is the purpose of a gun?
What's the purpose of a gun? To shoot?
Yeah. Well, and when one nation making over 80,000 guns in one day, what do you expect? Just to kill people, they're making it for.
But guns don't kill people, human beings that kill people. They use the guns to kill them.
Kill people.
But no, you have the gun and don't kill anybody.
But what is the purpose of a gun?
To shoot. You can
to shoot what?
You can shoot an animal.
Animal, a human is an animal too,
Yeah, I'm saying, but you know what I'm talking about. So don't try to run away from it.
If you want to stop it, you have to stop manufacturing guns.
Oh, that's your point. And I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. All right, thank you very much. 449-3095-9697. Hello, but you can have a gun. Guns don't shoot people. Human beings use guns to shoot. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Yeah. Well, boy, I didn't know it's really a sad situation we're in with all these deaths.
I know.
Firearm deaths. But when Daddy Chess sang that song years ago, it was timely at the time, but I never knew it would become a timeless song. This song about the killing, they kill somebody there, they kill somebody there.
Daddy Chess.
And it seems to me, well, in policy studies, they talk about the turbulence in the environment. When there's turbulence, the policies have to change from day to day. But I've heard today some brilliant suggestions. But the sad thing about those problems is that when you be discussing these things, that nobody really taking the note. So that at the end of the day, you can have something to go forward with. But it's really just too sad and all these people. And right now, it seems to me there's turbulence around the globe.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's the problem that's happening last week in America. And one of the things they're saying is the leader himself in America was, to some extent, is contributing to the thing, because rather than taking a non-aligned position, he seemed to be talking about whatever group it is that might be pushing that. But I believe we have a lot of work to do here. And the work itself should have begun long ago. But I think we have to sit down and see how we can deal with these issues. Because some of these ideas came out early on, but I believe there's a very serious need.
But I'm getting your point, but somebody's saying maybe keep the politicians out of that. Do you believe that we should keep the politicians out of trying to get a solution for this gun problem?
Well, some years ago, I had written an article about some of those things coming from America, which is affecting the CARICOM. But you can't, the politicians is about politics and public policy. You can't really leave them out because they have to be part of the problem, but they themselves have to find creative ways to get people on board to help them and to help the country to deal with some of these problems. Because these problems, I heard somebody talking of the girlfriends knowing that these people have guns and they should talk to them about bringing it in. We just had the second amnesty.
Yes, and just about 4 or 5 guns were brought in. So are we serious about that? I don't know.
But still, you have endless outside there. It seems we have to try to do better work in controlling our bodies. So it seems we kind of failing insofar as the surveillance at the borders is concerned. But I don't know, maybe you could just play this Daddy Chess thing because it seems now to be a timeless song. At the time he sang it, it was timely.
I'll play it for you right now.
Excellency, Mrs.
I'll play it for you right now. I know what song you're looking for. The Wild Wild West. Yeah, from Daddy Chess. I think I know that one there. Let's see if we can get it at this point in time. You know, the fingers work around here. So let's do this one from Daddy Chess. Daddy Chess, let's go.
Cancer Society office, call 767-316-7326, or from Typhoon.
Philistine, the chosen ways. Philistine, the just jinx. Ringo and team. Something to feel about this.
Daddy again. Things alone. Too much outlaws in town. Everything that chosen will. Where did that come from? Serious business. With so much shooting and killing nowadays, which man can truly say he's not afraid? Criminals have come for their aggression, shopkeepers have come for their protection. It's like we still living in cowboy days. And this violence spreading even amongst school children. Where do we place the blame? When in Wesley a student staff and kill a school friend, from him fell he raised his friend to Ken. Jackie Chan will be back again. Everywhere a shooting and killing. Everybody has got these things. Guns and knives is all that talking. Must still have his cowboy days. It rolls like boom, boom. In Portsmouth is bang, bang, bang. In Wesley's boom, boom, boom. In Grand Bay, batang, batang, batang. Oh, train arm and baby boy. To fight his gunslinging crisis. I don't want to get a gun. I don't want to shoot no one. I'm joining this lawlessness. But I don't want to be no victim in this wild, wild, wild west. You got it? Big man,
I don't want to be the victim in this wild, wild west.
Bushman,
Given what is happening, you don't know who's next, right? Hello, talk to me. Yes.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good
Mr.
afternoon.
Pelte,
How are you, sir? Mm-hmm.
thank you for contributing to your program.
Thank you.
Impressed, Sister Impressed speaker earlier on, and you had heard Mr. Seja speak on those matters, and nobody take him on. Mr. Pelte, if you have a problem in a community, violence in one community more than every other community, don't you think it must have a role model in that community? The priest, the musician. For instance, when they have a top musician, I want to call his name, and the priest and the caretakers of the village. You don't think they're supposed to have an office for young people to go and address the problem and observe what is happening in those villages to sort out the problem, because the police can't deal with those problems. Those problems is undercover. Mm-hmm. So even the guys that on the block, you notice when election time coming around, the politicians choose a certain leader in that community, Bafa State, Mahoub, St. Joe, that have the influence on the young people, that can get the young people to vote for them. These people, these leaders, whatever era they're in, it is young, whatever,
Don't you think the government now at that time supposed to put these people in an office to talk to the young people in any village to deal with the problem? Because it's the leader in those communities that can deal with the youths, you know. The parents that can't deal with them, and the parents more appalling. The parents are not appalled. I think it's just what as Blessing was saying, you know, just the children, you know. You know what I'm saying, Matt? You work with the youth. You work with the youth with Packet and Bellot and all them people all over. Look, sister in Prestelisi and how many function and nobody shows up. The politicians supposed to be playing a role. The last time I said to the Prime Minister, meet with the young people. Look, Ambassador Waddick saying one of those days on a program with Franklin. The politicians supposed to go on the ground and meet with the young people and ask them how do they survive, what they do, what they're doing. That's what politicians do, you know. That's what I used to see Mr. Libler doing the 70s in Marigot, you know. Driving from Roseau, you would stop in Marigot, stop in West and communicate with the elders, the youth. How is that they don't play the role? Look at in Roseau there. The youth supposed to have an office. You cannot even go up to financial center to speak to a minister. You have a security there blocking you. She asking you 1,000 questions and blocking you. How are they going to get access? They're going to get frustrated. Right in the government ministry, you had a young person that they commit suicide because of the pressure he getting from inside. School, the bullying, we don't dealing with that. You have a minister always talking. These are the things to set up, you know. The Prime Minister can't do everything. None of the ministers cannot. The ministers of them cannot even control government office. The Prime Minister always talking. He cannot control none of those ministries. Not he, not none of the ministers, because he let it go too far. Much less outside. Matt, what I would advise you to do, like I always tell you the last time, you and Mr. Gregoire, form some community for the young people. You can do a radio show, get something organized, a program, because that is what happened back in the 60s in America, you know, in Harlem. Is men that come together, you know, Jesse Jackson, all these people, Sidney Poitier, Muhammad Ali, Mr. G and them and Lucy Douglas, all of them was part of that movement and set up foundation for people to even come to America to study. That's how over my father come to America. Man, those little problems they can deal with. If I one from living in Guadeloupe, every time the man hear me talk, he getting angry, calling up my name like he wants somebody to kill me. And I don't even speaking about scary. And it's in his village, more things happening in Dominica. He sit down in Guadeloupe drinking rum in a man's skull and suck something in his bedroom and talking. And he's seeing things happening in his community. He's doing nothing.
Let's not get personal, okay? Thank you very much. Thank you for your contribution always. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Thank you. But try to keep the personal conversations out of that, okay? Matt, I understand what Josh is saying, but the fact of the matter is Dominica is in a dire need of leadership in all facets of society. All the people that we voted for to represent us have no clue as to what to do at this time. They have failed us miserably. Therefore, we need a change. It's the only answer, Matt, the only answer. How can we keep politicians out when it is they themselves who created the problem?
You see when you train out the world, when they all that moving so, when you know that it's wrong, it's up to step in my
Change your attitude. That's the solution.
Turn your whole life around. Come change your attitude. The best time to start is when you are young. I said change your attitude. Don't wait till you're sick in the hospital.
Matt, I honestly don't think that government has enough measures in place for young people, especially men. So much red tape on services and recreation for young people. More community organizations, family support, church mentors, family structure, supervision and discipline. There's more going on with that case, man. Sadly, I do not think citizens are concerned enough about the present problems because not enough vocals Not enough people are speaking out and demanding a change. Stagnation and complacency, that's the mindset. Change your attitude. That's it. Change your attitude.
Come, change attitude. And all your tomorrow's going to be bright.
Good afternoon to all Dominicans. Matt, I extend my condolences to the parents of our children, of our Dominican children, whose lives were cut short by gun violence over land and sea. That is both in Dominica and outside of Dominica. Matt, no matter where it happens, it is horrible. It is terrible. I understood that there was one in New York. I just read about it this afternoon, Matt. And it is just horrendous. It is very, very sad. And persons may come to all sorts of conclusions, but I am not coming to conclusions because I don't know the kids. And neither do I know their parents. So I'm not going to jump to a conclusion to say this is what, this is this. One of the things I know, they will find the killer in New York because you can't commit crimes in the United States and get away with it. It's just a matter of time before they catch the culprit. And but Matt, I don't seem to be able to wrap my head around what is going on in Dominica. A lot of the critics may say there's crime everywhere. Crime happens in Dominica, but we have to.
What's going on here? I think we may have lost. We're coming back there.
What goes around comes around again.
A handful of brothers and sisters, cousins and nephews and aunts and uncles. It's like one family in Dominica, a small family in Dominica, to come down under the pressures of gun violence every day like it is going out of style. And we just come every time and we say, rest in peace and rest in peace and rest in peace. Matt, that rest in peace doesn't cut it, you know. We have to do something. Something has to be done, Matt. And Matt, I would like to ask, wasn't there gun amnesty the other day, Matt? Yet the indiscriminate killings of our young men continues, Matt. I would like to ask Mr. Rayburn Blackmore and the hierarchy of the police force, what are you all going to do about those killings in Dominica? Now that the amnesty period is over, what are you all doing? The murders are on the rise. What are you all doing? Murders are taking place in high broad daylight, willy-nilly. The gunslingers are not deterred. What is the force going to do about that? Matt, I really want to know, because this is serious. It is serious. We are on the helm of Police Week, and I'm hearing about a match scheduled for La Plaine. What is the match scheduled for La Plaine going to do? What is it all about? Did Mr. Cobbett find Kanisha in La Plaine? What is the purpose of the match? What is it to showcase Mr. Cobbett, or is there something historic to that match? What is there? Matt, I just really don't understand, I don't understand, Matt. Matt, I have to ask questions. Did they terminate the alleged culprits in the Dominica police force? Or the culprits who were responsible for the alleged kidnapping of Mehul Choksi? Did the police repent of the extrajudicial murders of Kian Alexander, Slobby, and all the other innocent Dominicans murdered in police custody in Dominica? And have they apologized to their families, Matt? Have they apologized? What exactly have they organized to include the youth in an effort to curb crime and to bring the youth, to productive, law-abiding citizens, Matt? National Police Week is about honoring the remembrance of our police, peer support and sacrifice. And Police Week simultaneously is to gather and pay homage to those who have given their lives in the line of duty, those who work to restore law and order, those who work to promote good citizenry in Dominica, justice in Dominica. And that's what I know Police Week is for. Have they organized any educational workshops, Matt? Or community service projects? Have they what are they doing? Have they even planned maybe a little fundraiser so that they could contribute to something that is worthwhile in Dominica, Matt? Matt, those are the initiatives aiming to strengthen the bond between law enforcement and communities they serve. That is what I know police do in other places. And that on a whole, if they do things like that, it will foster mutual respect and understanding where the police presence, where the police officers work in the different communities, etc., in the country on a whole. Matt, I want to ask, where are the police presence in the schools? And I'm not talking about police showing up in military gear. I'm talking about policemen in uniform, where they can hold talks, they can have pep talks with the children about law and order. They can speak to the young people about law and order and about their rights, Matt, about emotional intelligence, how to resolve conflicts. But alas, Matt, when you look at it, they cannot think of those positive interventions when they, the same police officers, have demonstrated the lack of emotional intelligence. They have demonstrated how a proper communication and resolving conflicts. Have you seen what they have demonstrated to our young people in Dominica, Matt? They don't know how to de-escalate. All they know is to escalate.
Women walking casually today with their bottoms outside. And this is the example our children will follow.
The example our children will follow.
You see when you're trying to go, when they're moving so, when the tree
Thank you, Master. Thank you. Change your attitude.
Don't wait for nobody, you must die. Come, change your attitude. You can ask the Lord for a brand new hand. I said, don't change your attitude. I was a disciple of Lucifer. Thank God I changed my attitude. Now I serve him, Jesus the Savior. What is wrong with man from ever above? The scriptures unfold.
My favorite song for the week.
And destroy his soul.
Right, shorty eye.
Evil imagination out of control. This misguided soul is spreading violence throughout the world. I see children sexually abused by close relatives. Husbands leaving their wives battered and bruised, be more than yet so primitive. And this is the example our children will follow.
Dominica, this is the talk on the block.
You see when a church when they moving so, when it's young and you're bending wrong, it's to straighten when it's old.
When it's old and strong, it has to straighten up, huh? Change your attitude. On the telephone, talk to me.
Master, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, my brother. Good afternoon to you. Yes.
Master, how are you doing?
I'm here, man. I'm here. Really sad for my country. Sad, sad.
Very sad, very sad and unfortunate. And what I will say, as you've been asking this question, that can contribute is that we young people sometimes we have to be careful who we associate ourselves. Because if I am being careful with who I associate in myself, there is a possibility it might help me to stay away from a gunshot. Because if a drugs man is my friend, I am not involved in drugs, but I always around him, there is a possibility I can get a gunshot in my head, you know.
That's true.
And
That's very true.
I'll put this one as well. Even if I don't associate myself with a woman that associating herself as well with a drugs man, I can get killed as well. I say so to say, based on knowledge. I don't want to say experience, but based on knowledge, these things are happening. You know, so one of the things that can help, maybe to a certain extent, we young people sometimes have to be very, very careful with who we associate in ourselves with. Yeah, we may not always, when we think is the best person, sometimes it's the worst person. We may not always be right. But we have to do our own due diligence for our own self, young man as well as young woman, and be careful with who we associate in ourselves. In what the world is coming to be, and in what Dominica is been coming to be, we have to be very, very, very careful with who we associate with ourselves. But somebody tell me I just call late because I don't have to change the computer time, but I'll take it there.
All right, I think somebody is on my cell phone. Everybody's trying all kind of numbers to get to me. Yes, sir. How you doing?
Yes, I wanted to make a point.
Make your point.
The song you play, on the song you play in there.
Okay.
You listen to it. You listening to the lyrics and you listen to the lyrics well.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're too young and you bend it wrong, it is hard to straighten when it's old and strong.
True.
And there's another part that say women walking today with their bottoms outside. This is the examples our children will follow. The violence talking about in the song in schools.
Mm-hmm.
This is what the song and that song was written years ago, you know.
Many years ago.
Mm-hmm. Many years ago. And you're playing it now, and it basically relating to now life.
That's true.
And it was happening before, but
it's timeless.
But it's getting worse now.
It's timeless. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, it is terrible right now. But the thing about it is when we listen to songs, we sometimes just take the music and we put the lyrics aside.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be very good. You say this is a song for the week. It would be very good to keep that song playing.
Okay, my brother.
That is a positive song.
Perry.
And I hope we can at least get the message. But the part of the message is he is now a servant. Well, he's dead now.
Mm-hmm.
But he was telling you he is now a servant of Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
He lived his life all through doing whatever he wants, but now he's now a servant of Jesus Christ, and he's asking people not to change their attitude. And all that means you change your attitude and you put the Lord first, you're gonna have problems.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Listen, you listened well. Parents, you should get a copy of that song, huh? It's called Change Your Attitude. Rash Shorty Eye. Go on YouTube and pick it up. Change your attitude. That's the formula.
Don't wait for nobody, you must stand. Come, change attitude. You can ask the Lord for a brand new heart. I said, don't change attitude. I was a disciple of Lucifer. Thank God I changed attitude.
Somebody said we had the perfect opportunity to set the example with the last person we caught with a firearm while the amnesty was going on, but we let the person pay $10,000 and that person paid within minutes of leaving the court. We had the perfect opportunity, the example with that person. By close relatives, husbands leaving their wives, battered and bruised, we more than but we allowed the person to pay. Within 10 minutes of leaving the court. It's just about the laws, huh? Society has been destroyed drastically. Now constituency don't choose party candidates, huh? And we need civics. We need civics back in the schools. We need a drive from the highest level to bring back all the social groups, revitalize social groups. We are the Scouts. Change your attitude. That's the song I'm gonna play, man, for the week. Walking around in a mental haze, and they love to lace, and wouldn't even lift up their voice in praise. If we don't you remember Dr. Safran? I'm trying to find that clip, from the UAE when he said it many years ago. And he was criticized. In the east and in the west, in the north and in the south. International commerce is rumors of wars and wars all about. And it's in the example our children will follow. This morning will be about the fields of tomorrow. Yes, I'm going to try to find that clip there many years ago that was Dr. Safran from UAE. And a lot of politicians in Dominica were upset. Look at what is happening today. Remember when the minister brought the gun in Parliament? What did the police do? What example are we setting for the young people? This song says everything we need to know. I'm going to leave you on that note. We'll be back tomorrow. I want to say good afternoon again to the Grieving families in St. Kitts, Dominica, Queens, New York. So much conflict and misery. Scientifically we progress rapidly, but acts of charity we bury deeply under peace-like mentality. I see fulfillment of prophecy, which holy men prophesy. Women walking casually today with their bottoms outside. And if it's the example our children will follow. That example. The song says it all. Change your attitude. Don't wait for nobody, if you must stand. Come, change your attitude. You can ask the Lord for a brand new hand. I'll be back on your radio tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Thank you.
disciple of Lucifer. Thank God I changed my attitude. Now I serve him, Jesus the Savior. What is wrong with man from evermore? The scriptures unfold. He accepted brass for gold and destroyed his soul. With an evil imagination out of